Acting Chief Executive Officer for Modilon General Hospital, Dr. Vincent Atua, says the hospital may scale down operations in some areas. Dr. Atua says they may not be able to offer full services to the people of Madang due to the 50% budget cut made. This means that the hospital will reprioritize to ensure that essential services are still running.
We're just going to have to become tighter on our spending. Our priority is patient care, really. We're here for the patients and we try our best to focus on the care of patients. So it means that we make cuts in other areas, maybe in administrative areas. We cut costs internally. We look for ways to cut costs internally so we can at least keep most of that money to deliver the patient care service.
In addition, the hospital will be stricter in collecting patients' fees. It will also be charging higher fees to patients. The hospital will also be looking at donor agencies and other avenues to raise money for the hospital to operate for the full year.
Being a bit more strict on collecting patients' fees. In the past, we have not been that strict because we feel sorry for patients, and if you don't pay, well, you don't pay, and we don't really make a fuss about it. But I think that the cuts in budget will mean that we'll be a bit more strict on collecting patient fees. And that will obviously cause a lot of disappointments, but it's a situation that if we don't do it, we'll put ourselves in a very bad position.
The hospital will have to maintain a minimum essential level of drug supplies. Despite getting some drugs from the government, the hospital will have to buy most of the drugs by itself. Meanwhile, Dr. Atua says the big problem that will drag the hospital down is if the clinics in the rural centers are undersupplied with drugs. This is because patients will have to go to Modilon Hospital to get treatment. This then puts an extra burden on the hospital.
And so if they're undersupplied, the patients there come to the hospital, and that puts an extra burden on the hospital. So if we can manage that aspect well, the hospital on its own should be able to manage.
Martha Luis, National EMTV News, Madang.